Ladies and gentlemen of the Regentskid YouTube channel, today back on another Thursday here in the O2 Arena. Today is, of course, a KR day. Coming off the back of a brutal Woe Warzone, ladies and gentlemen. Twisted Hero, rest in peace, my friend. Twisted Sacrifice, there was an absolute bloodbath on Woe Warzone. My twin brother RK, I don't even think I can call him that anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, the sheep of the Final Testament came to play and came to slaughter. Twisted Sacrifice stood no chance, ladies and gentlemen. And apparently, today is Phantom Dreams Day. RK's been counting down the days till today. Of course, Hope Eternal has sent RK on a warpath of all of those superstars backstage who have not seen the light, ladies and gentlemen. Phantom Dream, today's your day. Cold Boy, it's a shame because I really like Cold Boy T. I really, really do. But tomorrow, Friday Night Fury, unless you can somehow get out of that match, by maybe get a sick note from your doctor or something, I don't know. Best of luck to you too, my friend, tomorrow. But we have a great show here today. Of course, today is Combs Rise Day. And interestingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking off Rise by spinning a wheel. Now, this is not the randomizer. Well, of course, if the general managers do want a randomizer match, they can have a randomizer match if they book it. No one has yet. But today we're spinning the wheel for the main event. Ladies and gentlemen, Phantom Dream is set to defend his junior heavyweight championship in a 6-man elimination match. Colm, apparently not a fan of Phantom Dream being a junior heavyweight champion, because for his first ever defense of his career, that is not an easy one to be a part of, ladies and gentlemen. So first things first, we spin the wheel and find out who will be joining Phantom Dream in the match. Now, I don't know if RK is also fighting Phantom Dream or is going to attack him after. I don't know what's going on with the sheep, and you know, he said today is Phantom Dream's day. Whether or not he's involved in this match or not, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I've got told to spin this 5 times though. Obviously we already have Phantom Dream and we get to see who joins him in the main event. There's also a Divine Women's Championship match by Nicole O'Grady as well. I believe her 4th or 5th defense now, as Austin Palmer, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, is going to be involved in the main event. Would love to see him become a singles champion, so I think that's a very, very good name indeed. JC Brooklyn, who's also involved in a match today, is doing double duty. That's the love of Rise, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, if it lands on the female name, we spin again because they can't compete for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. But JC Brooklyn double duty, always fun to boost your stats on Rise. Madison Fox, of course, again, we have to respin. We're still on 3. JC Brooklyn against Brian Damage here today. I know they've had a bit of a few run-ins before. JC attacking Brian Damage before and after matches and whatnot. So that's going to be interesting. Ryan Curtis involved in the main event, looking for a Junior Heavyweight Championship. I know the Brian Damage vs JC is a number 1 contenders match for the Internet Championship, which Smiley is going up against Zeke here today. Maurice Axel. Did I count Phantom Dream? I think I did. So last but not least, I believe this is the final wheel. I might be wrong. Brett, do we have 5? Do we have 6? Is this one counting? I'm not too sure. Noah K. I think that's 6. Ryan Curtis, Austin Palmer, JC Brooklyn, Maurice Axel, Noah K, and Phantom Dream. Brett has told me that is 6. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the list of the superstars in today's main event for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. To kick things off, though, we have a Regents Mania 1 rematch. Ladies and gentlemen, FJ versus Oliver freaking Kings, 1-on-1. Now, back at Regents Mania 1, a lot of you guys probably wasn't even here for Regents Mania 1. FJ with a massive, massive upset, beating Oliver freaking Kings for the Network Championship. It might have even been the TV Championship back then. I think it was the Network. I'm not too sure. A rematch here today on Rise. Ladies and gentlemen, this is who we are. And remember, keep your hands together for the prestigious champion, Hope Eternal. See the light, ladies and gentlemen. O2 Arena, packed to the brim here today. Love coming back to the O2 Arena on Rise. I really, really do. It's always a fun one. And ladies and gentlemen, again, a former Regents Mania winner himself, FJ, makes his way down to the ring, ready for this one. And I always love a Rise day, just always It's the middle, it's the bridge between Woe Warzone and Fury, you know? Like, obviously you could have Woe Warzone and Fury and that's fine, but having that bridge in between, having that extra show in between just adds a bit more oomph to your week, doesn't it? You're ready for Thursdays. You're ready for Rise. You never know who's going to be GMing these days. You never know who's going to be booked, who's going to be showing up. Always fun to be had. It really, really is. As FJ is in the ring against the former Cruiserweight champion, ladies. Oh, is that? Oh, that is. It's Fredo. That is the Universal Champion behind Oliver freaking Kings, ladies and gentlemen. From Woe Warzone, the leader of the Bullet Club. How very interesting indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the Bullet Club standing precariously close to that pyro. Fredo in the corner of Oliver freaking Kings. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk recently regarding the Final Testament, the greatest stable in all of RPW history. I know Fredo and Ollie have been talking. There's been alliances being formed, ladies and gentlemen. Again, RK tried to warn all of you to stay out of it. Okay, RK tried to warn all of you to stay out of it. The ones getting involved are only going to get hurt, ladies and gentlemen. You're only going to get hurt. So, I mean, I would have heeded of the warning of RK in terms of staying out of this, but Fredo seems to be the renegade. Fredo wants to take advantage, and now Hope Eternal has set the sheep on a warpath. Phantom Dream today, Cold Boy tomorrow, Woe Warzone next week. RK has his sights set on the Universal Champion of Fredo, ladies and gentlemen. Again, just should have stayed out of it. Should have not got involved, but some people can't help themselves, you know. Some people can't help themselves get involved, and it's interesting seeing Fredo in the corner of Oliver freaking Kings here today. Of course, the former man of the ministry, RK, now the sheep of the Final Testament, potentially going up against Fredo on Warzone on the week of Breakthrough as well. A lot has been going. It's been a heavy start to Season 4. It's been a heavy start to Season 4 indeed. A lot going on, and so much more to come. Zeke in the finale of the Universal Tournament versus, again, the former Ministry Man Poke. Zeke going to be advancing to Breakthrough, finally earning his first ever World Championship here in RPW. FJ, oh, big backdrop. Both superstars to the outside. FJ, strong start in this one. Very, very strong start in this one. Ron starting the count now. FJ's a big guy, isn't he? He's a big, big guy. Always fun seeing Regents Mania rematches. Oliver freaking Kings, of course, lost last week on Rise. He could have been the junior heavyweight champion today, but in that ladder match in the main event last week, or what we thought was the main event last week, was stuck in that corner, almost went back to sleep. Couldn't get Phantom Dream away. Is that count of 9? It is indeed a count of 10, ladies and gentlemen. And this one ends in a double count-out fashion. I mean, not the rematch you wanted. Really, really not the rematch you wanted, ladies and gentlemen. And Brett's signaling to me. Apparently, we're going to restart this match, ladies and gentlemen. Both superstars back in the ring. And Brett has signaled Colm, the GM for this week, has requested to restart the match after a double countout between the two. And this one is underway yet again. FJ and Oliver freaking Kings. Hopefully this time they keep it in the ring. Good management from Colm there. Could have just ended as a no contest. That will not go on the sheet now. This match restarted. So the no contest, just in case you're wondering, will not be on the sheet. This is still the same match. It's just been restarted. How very interesting indeed. Good by Colm, to be fair. Been a lot of talk between Colm and his former Bullet Club members as well, with the likes of Fredo and Nicole and Dragon. Been a lot of back and forth between them. Again, that's not my business. That's not KR's business to get involved in all the Bullet Club shenanigans, so I'm not going to dive into it, but I always like pointing out the current events in Regents Pro Wrestling. That's for sure. Nice chop across the chest. FJ crossing him up, folding him up. 1 count. And a kick out. Ollie back to the outside here, and hopefully we don't get another double count out, ladies and gentlemen. Would it be ideal to restart this match for a 3rd time? Back out in the same corner they were moments ago. FJ, oh, it's like deja vu. This time going down to the bottom of the ring. Kind of 7. Ollie back in the ring. There we go. Goodness gracious me. Could have restarted this match another time. FJ back into the ring alongside Oliver freaking Kings. FJ with a suplex, showing off some of that strength. With a submission of sorts. Wrenching the lower back of FJ as Fredo cheers on. Look at that. Foot by FJ. Hanging high in the balance. Oh my god, I didn't know what he was going for there. Goodness gracious me. Nice reversal. FJ over in the corner. Oliver freaking Kings opposite with a dropkick right to the face. Brutal shot. There's a springboard. Connecting as well. Former Cruiserweight champ, of course. Charmander, the new champ. Broke the record for 13 championships in RPW. Most ever held by a superstar. Poke knee. Still utilizing the former Ministry members' move there. Maybe a bit of a dig at Poke, of course. Ollie and Poke have never, even during the Ministry time, before the Ministry time, and now, they've never seen eye to eye, ladies and gentlemen. So, going to be interesting to see, of course, if Poke loses next week against Zeke. He will be returning to Friday Night Fury with the likes of Ollie. And I'm sure if them two ever meet in the ring, that would be quite a fiery matchup. What a maneuver from Oliver. Freaking, oh my goodness gracious me. Only a 1 count as FJ kicks out. Going for something off the floor. A King's Clash. A real throwback. Move there. Down goes FJ yet again. 2 count. And a kick out. Ollie can't quite believe it. But it was 2. And now Ollie's setting up FJ. Slowly up to his feet from behind. Oliver freaking Kings, the 1. Winged Kings. Over in the corner. Shoulders down. Ron rolls in for the pin for 1, 2, and 3. And Oliver freaking Kings with Fredo in his corner, back to winning ways. He lost a couple matches back-to-back recently on Fury. I think it was like a 3-match losing streak, actually, including, well, Fury, then he won on Rise, lost on Rise, and then lost on Fury. So there was one win in between, but back to winning ways here on Rise, going for workhorse of the year. He's up there with RK with most matches on the season so far. Of course, RK's up there because he had the gauntlet. So, big win by Oliver freaking Kings. First of 3 championship matches here today. And of course, the Rise Gems, they don't need to book title matches, but again, if they want to, they can, ladies and gentlemen. If they want to, they can. And Colm did want to, and it also features 2 champions involved as well, as Tressa Lamb from Friday Night Fury, the Liberty champion, involved in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Triple threat matchup. Nicole O'Grady, her 5th title defense here today. Now, Nicole O'Grady has made it known, if she gets 6th defense, she can vacate the Divine Women's Championship. Much like Brian Damage had an opportunity to do so before with the Junior Heavyweight Championship, she can vacate the Divine Women's Championship before you go at Bobby's Women's World Championship. Now, again, whether or not she does it, she's still in 2 minds. I don't know if she's actually made up her mind or not, but a couple defends left. Madison Fox, big fan of Madison Fox, man. Really big fan of Madison Fox. And matches like these prove, you know, can prove for Nicole O'Grady that she's no longer a mid-card women's superstar. She wants to push the boundaries, push the envelope on, and be a world champion. She's taking on the Liberty champion here today. Madison Fox, a former Divine champion herself. So a chance for Nicole O'Grady to really show up and be ready as a double champion. Again, she's a double champ right now but she's still yet to be a women's world champion, and that is the main one that she wants, ladies and gentlemen. That's the main one. She wants the big women's world championship. She wants to dethrone the goddess as well, as a way to prove she is her in the women's division, at least on Friday Night Fury. Has the chance today to defend for the 5th time the Divine Women's Championship. Bell has been rung by Ron. And here we go. Madison Fox already straight after Nicole O'Grady. Tressa Lamb, Miguel Wonder getting involved as well. Nice reversal, though. Madison Fox taller than Tressa and Nicole, one of the taller female superstars we have here in RPW. Height and strength doesn't always equivalent to a win, though, as we have seen many, many times here in Regents Pro Wrestling. Nicole, oh no, sorry, Tressa Lamb. Did she get... Is that apple? It is an apple. From under the ring, I was wondering what she came away with. And here's a apple, ladies and gentlemen, inside the ring. Nicole O'Grady goes for the apple, as Madison Fox in front of her. I don't know what the plan is with the apple. Madison Fox taking on... They're fighting over an apple right now, ladies and gents. And I'm not too sure as to why Nicole O'Grady leaves the ring. But Rihanna's nice. Takedown there by Tressa Lamb on Madison Fox. Nicole O'Grady, another... Oh, love that neck breaker, dude. Really like that neck breaker. Irish whip. Gets reversed. Pull back. Belly to belly. Bang. Down goes Fox. And that's more like it. We don't want apples. We want tables, ladies and gentlemen. Madison Fox almost got an apple to the face. Instead, oh, gets a big boot to the face. And I know this Rise crowd, O2 Arena, would love, 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 love to see someone go through a table, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a fan favorite when tables get involved. If someone goes through, it really, really is. Tressa Lamb with the first pinfall in this match, though. Nicole O'Grady runs over. I'm trying to break that one up. Of course, the champ does not need to be pinned. I always like to remind you, the champ does not need to be pinned. It does not matter who you pin. As long as you walk out the winner, you will be the champion in a multi-man match like this. Nicole O'Grady goes flying. There's Madison Fox back involved. The champ, Nicole O'Grady, going for a table. Oh, Madison Fox and Tressa Lamb both reversing her. Both with the reversal there as they move out of the way. Nicole fighting back. Tressa Lamb involved. Boot right to the face, and Nicole O'Grady hidden by the table. Now, lovely drop kick. Tressa Lamb starts to pick up some... Oh, momentum. That's like Arcade's kick from the corner. Nicole O'Grady, brutal. She has the table back in hand. Not for long, though. I don't think she knew Tressa Lamb was tailing her. On the outside, Tressa Lamb, lovely springboard maneuver. Nicole forced to roll out. Tressa joining her on the outside. As she goes right after Nicole O'Grady yet again. Back first into the barricade. Madison Fox outside now. It's not full count anywhere. They do need to get back into the ring eventually. Oh, Nicole missing there. With that flying kick right to the face. Tressa Lamb face first on the apron. Oh, it is full count anywhere. Never mind, I stand corrected. It is full count anywhere. Nicole O'Grady breaks out that pinfall. Ron joins him outside. And now the champ in the ring. Leaving both of them outside. Tressa Lamb, there's a pinfall. Again, it's full count anywhere. Nicole O'Grady setting up a table. Gets out there in time, though, to break things up. Tressa Lamb back into the ring. Down goes the table. Lock up between the two. Oh, down goes Nicole. Madison Fox back in. From behind herself. Big sidewalk slam. Almost hitting the table. Madison Fox with a springboard goes for Nicole O'Grady, who saw it coming. Tressa Lamb is feeling it. Nicole O'Grady springboard of her own to the back of Madison Fox, and now to Tressa Lamb. Nicole O'Grady, don't think she quite connected the way she would have wanted to there, catching the foot of Madison Fox, though. Move wasn't great out of the corner, I'll be honest with you, but done what needed to be done in the end. Table to the face ladder from Tressa Lamb. And this match is descending into pure chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Kick right to the face. The champ rolls out, meaning it's a one-on-one. And again, Nicole O'Grady does not need to be pinned if Madison Fox pins Tressa Lamb, which is what she's trying here. If she gets the win... No, never mind. It's just a one count. Or back in to the ring. Nice dodge. Trying to grapple with Madison Fox. Couldn't quite get there. Nice knee strike. Oh, Tressa goes flying. Lovely kip up. O'Grady, nice reversal there. Kick to the midsection. Another reversal by Nicole O'Grady, who has Tressa Lamb for the 360 no-scope connecting. Lovely maneuver there. Tressa Lamb in no man's land. FYF connecting. There's a pinfall by Nicole O'Grady with Madison Fox. Surely on her way, or is Nicole O'Grady sure? She made it. Ron rings the bell. I wasn't sure if Madison Fox made it or not, ladies and gentlemen. Nicole O'Grady just pinned the Liberty Champion again. An amazing way for Nicole O'Grady to show she is above the level of being a Liberty Champion. She's ready for a Women's World Championship by pinning the Liberty Champion herself. What a win. Madison Fox, a second too late, ladies and gentlemen, to break up the pinfall. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, do we have a treat for you. A brand new debut here on Rise for the first time ever. Oh, you can't even see who they are, ladies and gentlemen. He goes by the name of Francis. I think that's Buteau. I don't really know my French all that well, ladies and gentlemen. But he goes by the way, Worms. What's that say? Worms feed first, ladies and gentlemen. Francis Buteau or Buteau. I'm just going to go by Francis for now. A new debut here on Rise. And the new debut is going up against someone new to Season 4, but not new to Regents Pro Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. They've not got off to the best of starts here in Season 4. Maybe some ring rust. We still don't know what show, what show he's a part of officially here on Rise, though, on a Thursday, of course, formerly of Toxic Thursday. Been on World Warzone, been on Friday Night Fury, been all over the world with Regents Pro Wrestling. Has returned for one last dance, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard he's sort of been talking with both general managers, both rosters, both stables, both teams. He's been talking with both shows, and he's been trying to determine which show is the best fit for him. Of course, right now, we don't know what show France is on either, as a rookie. But Vinu's trying to talk to both GMs and understand what show is the best fit for him. A new rookie, a new rookie going up against someone like Vino again. He's a former multiple-time Universal Champion, ladies and gentlemen. He's not one to be messed with, but that was back in the day. We was talking about this on World Warzone. Talking about the likes of Poke and the likes of Ollie. Maybe Vinu fits into that role as well of, is he past his peak? You know, this is his last dance before retirement. He's been out of the ring for like a year. He missed the entire Season 3 after losing at Regents Mania. Is he capable and able to make a return? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? You know? Who knows? Is he able to get back to his best after that loss at Regents Mania 2? It is an interesting question you have to ask yourself. Has he passed his peak? Is he ready for more? I mean, for someone like Francis, but again, I mean, Francis might not even know who he's in the ring with right now. If he's not been watching RPW since the beginning, he might not know the level of athlete he has in front of him, which, and to me, that's just crazy that some people may not know. It really, really is. But that's where we are these days in RPW. Nice clothesline out of the corner. Both superstars back up to their feet. Worms feed first. I'm not too sure really what that actually means, if I'm honest with you. Nice elbow. Right to the face. Francis looking up to the skies. And pointing down to Vinu, right-hander. Chop across the chest, Vinu with a reversal. Left jab gets reversed back. And forth they go. Over in the corner. Francis. Going for something. Oh, is that allowed? I mean, Ron's not saying to stop. So I assume it must be. There's a pinfall, mid of the ring. On the logo. Francis with a 2 count. On a former multiple-time Universal Champion. A former Regents Mania main eventer, ladies and gentlemen. And this could literally kickstart the career of Francis if he gets a win. On Rise. Oh, nice kick. Across the face. Vinu setting up. We saw the same submission by Oliver freaking Kings earlier on in the show. Against FJ. FJ managed to worm his way out of it. Vinu just lets it go, it looks like. As Francis slowly up to his feet. Vinu parading him across the ring, face first in the corner. Still got an Internet Championship match to come. A Junior Heavyweight Championship main event, of course. A lot of fun to be had here on Fury and Rise, sorry. And Vinu's a big guy. A very big guy. Going to the top rope. I don't know what he's going for. Poison Rana. Face first goes Francis. And the O2 Arena are loving it, ladies and gentlemen. A bit zesty there by Vinu. Never hurts in wrestling. Left jab yet again. Kick to the midsection. Has Francis up. Ready for this one. Back first. No, face first. Into the turnbuckle. Goes the new debut. Goes the rookie. Some emphatic stomps. Over to the corner. Oh! Forearm to the chest. Take the wind right out of you. Francis rolls back up. Lovely clothesline takedown. Really, really nice. Francis. With a... Oh! Nice move there. Vinu goes down. Francis setting up. And again, for a rookie, ladies and gentlemen. For a new debut. This could get him a lot of stocks. Francis has Vinu hanging by the middle rope. What's he going for? Big DDT. Face first. Goes the former Universal Champ. Francis, you should be pinning him right now. He's wasting his time. That was already a 3 count. Wasted time with a pinfall, ladies and gentlemen. But he still gets 3. He still gets 3. Francis has just pinned a former multiple-time Universal Champion in RPW. One of the legends of RPW, really. Oh my goodness gracious me. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not a bad way to kickstart your career. I believe Vinu goes 0-2. We've not seen him on Fury yet. But right now, I think anyone on Fury would want to fight him for a win. A lot of upsets so far in Season 4. Francis is 100% #1 contender for the Internet Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, as 1-on-1 we go. I do hear the extra music in the background as Brian Damage, ladies and gentlemen, now, oh boy. Oh boy, is there stories with this man. Former Internet Champion himself. Lost it last week, of course. Formerly of the Ministry. Left in emphatic fashion as he absolutely demolished and destroyed RK before joining the Final Testament, before we knew, oh, what was happening, ladies and gentlemen? That is JC Brooklyn. And JC Brooklyn done exactly this same thing like a few weeks ago on Warzone. He done exactly this and ended up losing to Brian Damage. JC Brooklyn of The Cure. Trying to get his hands on the Internet Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Another attack before the bell. Again, they done this. I think it was like the first week of Warzone, maybe the second week. I'm not too sure. Done exactly this. Brutal attack before the show. Or before the match, sorry. Winner of this faces the winner of Smiley versus Zeke. For the Internet Championship, they become number one contender, but... JC, bro, I thought Cure was changing. Now Jocko's not there. I don't think this is so much as cheating. I think this is just anger. I think this is just JC Brooklyn does not like Brian Damage. But the big man, BD, again, formerly of the Ministry, he openly blamed RK for everything that happened. He said it was RK's fault. Rightfully so. Said it was RK's fault. The reason he lost the Internet Championship last week as well, it all stemmed, of course, like Daniel said, from RK, JC Brooklyn in the ring. Ron awaits Brian Damage, who joins the ring. And there is the bell, fully kickstarting this match, ladies and gentlemen. JC Brooklyn. It would be very, very awkward for JC Brooklyn to attack him before the match twice and lose in both of them. Surely JC needs a win against Brian Damage sooner rather than later if he's to stand any sort of chance against the big man. Again, JC Brooklyn's put on a lot of TPV muscle. Still not on the size of Brian Damage maybe, but put on a lot of mass to be involved with TPV's very own Norm. BD with a reversal. JC with a reversal. BD too big though. Chop across the chest again. Brian Damage makes JC Brooklyn's TPV look like absolute poo-poo. He really, really does. Face first goes Brooklyn. Brian Damage rolls him over with a pinfall. Just a one count. I'm going to dive into some more chocolate, some white chocolate. Ringside here. Loving today's Rise show. Sometimes you just need to suck in a bit of chocolate, you know. Let the world go by. You really, really do. God, O2 is loud today, man. O2 is loud today. Brian Damage, nice takedown. BD again mocking the ones up. The former Ministry man, JC Brooklyn, though. There's some TPV strength. Oh my goodness gracious me, that is TPV. That's like a 7-footer, ladies and gentlemen. He's lifted off 6'10", I think, but even still, he lifted up with ease. Big clothesline, no. Holds on again with the strength. JC Brooklyn, new moves they've been learning. Shoulders down by Brian Damage, 2 count and a kick out. Lovely maneuver there. Really, really nice. JC Brooklyn with a submission hold. Would be tough to make BD tap out with that lower back right now. The neck bent back. I don't think I'd last too long in that submission hold. JC Brooklyn standing tall. Brian Damage standing in front of him. And JC Brooklyn. Massive lariat there. Off the rope, brutal maneuver. Both superstars back up to their feet. Again, Brian Damage makes him look so small. But JC Brooklyn, let me tell you something. He's giving it his all right now. He's not looking too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really not looking too shabby. Warming their way up in this match is JC Brooklyn. Lock up again between the two. Oh, God. Those brutal knee strikes to the midsection. And this is something we don't normally see by JC Brooklyn. Used to be a cruiserweight, of course. The TPV still can get up there. JC Brooklyn, they're getting cheers from the O2 Arena. They're getting cheered. Brian Damage, I don't remember the last time I've seen Brian Damage look this helpless, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, just as I was singing all the praises, had to come crashing down eventually, eh? Had to come crashing down eventually. Brian Damage. Oh, there's the reversal. I thought it might be coming soon. Nice takedown into a roll-up. JC reverses back, though. Brian Damage. Shoulders are down. JC Brooklyn reversed the roll-up. And JC Brooklyn with a massive win against... Hello? Against Brian Damage. Oh, I feel like they forgot where they was for a second then. JC, you won, lad. You can smile. You're allowed to be happy after a win. No music. No. Oh, there we go. JC. don't really know what was happening. You're allowed to be happy, JC Brooklyn, but big win. Seemed like they didn't really want to celebrate it too much, though, but hey, we move on. Some good old tag team action, but this is tag team action like no other. Ladies and gentlemen, two teams from Friday Night Fury. You have the Smile, Zippy and Junior Smileman, and B&B, Damien Mack and Roddy Ripper Hall. Two teams from World Warzone, Deacon, Drew, and Norm of The Cure, and Bear and Brandon Bombs of Empire of Pain. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, on the RPW network, a couple of days ago, uploaded the triple threat Bear, Brandon, Leo. Oh my god, one of my favorite dark matches I've seen in a while. Absolutely amazing. Go watch it. Of Warzone. But massive tag team action here. We don't get a lot of multi-man tag team matches anymore. It's normally 2v2s, which I love, don't get me wrong. But this is going to be pure pandemonium, pure hecticness. Basically, Com has set up two teams from each show. The winning team, ladies and gentlemen, will earn a championship match against the champions on World Warzone or Friday Night Fury. I know World Warzone are currently doing #1 contenders like qualification and stuff like that. So absolutely massive opportunity just before breakthrough as well. Of course, Norm, his main focus is the Universal Championship, dipping back into tag team with Drew here. Drew, same, his main focus is the American ticket, but you can also dip into both. So it doesn't mean they're out of their respective divisions. It just means, again, Norm, we know, lost the tournament, so maybe just for this pay-per-view, he goes for the tag team belts, and then after breakthrough, he can go back for the Universal Championship. It's good to have multiple things going on at once, ladies and gentlemen. Same as Brandon Bombs, just lost the Universal tournament as well, so is poking in to the tag team. Of course, they're multiple-time former tag team champs themselves. But this could be a long one, ladies and gentlemen, but I think a very, very fun match indeed. Ron just caught in the middle right now. Going to be a very, very tough one to officiate, with bodies flying everywhere. Pinfall in the corner. Just a one count. Let's move my chocolate before that melts all over my desk. Junior Smileman to the outside. And the ring is actually getting cleared rather quickly here. Norm with the blows to the chest of the Bear. Brutal shots. O2 loving the Canadian badass here today. Long travel for him to London, England. Of course, normally the show's all over the world, though. World Warzone and Friday Night Fury. Then to come back to London every Thursday. A lot of traveling from the RPW superstars, but they've got to be ready for it. They've got to be used to it by now. All A superstars back into the ring. And the pandemonium can continue. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any favorite. I think I just want a good old-fashioned tag team match here. I think there's a lot of chaos to be had. A lot of fun to be had. You have World Warzone superstars going against Fury superstars and vice versa. Zippy and the Bear meet on the outside. Brand v Brand. Norm has Brandon Bombs up off the floor. Junior Smama going to break it up, though. Doesn't want someone else tapping out. Junior Smama trying to go for a cheaper pinfall then. Bear and Norm both say no. Drew going after Roddy Ripper Hall, now turns to Junior Smileman. Double team maneuver. Two former tag team, or two separate tag teams are teaming up together. Norm and Drew both with a pinfall. Both Cure superstars with a pinfall at the same time. None goes anywhere. Drew gets hit with the steel chair. There's a chair over there, and it's right in the face of Deacon, Drew Payne. Brandon Bombs on Roddy Ripper Hall. David back there to break things up, though. Drew with a springboard miss. Nobody home. Bear with a pinfall. Norm enters the ring. Kicked out at one does Zippy. Oh, face first goes Junior Smileman. Nice move there by Drew. So we have a look at some win percentages of these superstars whilst we are here. Right now, Damien Mack on 0%, still yet to win a match in season number 4. We have Drew Payne on 67%, amazing start for Drew in season 4. Brandon Bombs 50%. I don't believe that's up. I don't think World Warzone's updated, so him and Drew may be a bit lower after the Universal loss. Norm on 75%. Again, that's going to be lower after the Universal loss. Roddy Hall on 33%. The Bear on 50%. Zippy on 50%. Interesting. A lot of mixture in the numbers. Pure chaos in this one. Up next, we have the Internet Championship match And then, of course, the main event, the randomized 6-man elimination match. And you have to remember as well, the Sheep has also said he will be proving a point to Phantom Dream today. So you have to wait. I mean, his name didn't come up on the wheel, but you have to imagine he won't let Hope Eternal down. So maybe it's just mind games. He loses his title in mind. I don't know. Maybe they're playing a different game. As this ring is fooled up yet again. Drew with the pinfall in the corner. Ron trying to make his way right. It's impossible. It's impossible. Really, really is. Big German suplexes by Roddy Ripper Hall. 1, 2, and 3. Lovely knee by Damien Mack. Power slam by the Bear. Couple pins going on. Roddy and Bear both with a pinfall, ladies and gentlemen. I thought there was 3. I thought that was 3. Apparently not, though. Could have sworn I saw Ron's hand hit a third time. Unless he counted 2 for 1 pin. That broke up and then counted 1 for another. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew's too slow. Brandon gets pinned. Zippy and Junior Smileman get one more chance. Maybe tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, against the Fallen. Of course, they've had back and forth with the Fallen since last season at Regents Mania as well. And the Smile with another chance at Tag Team Gold, ladies and gentlemen, against the Fallen. What a matchup. And what a win. The penultimate match of Rise. Ladies and gentlemen. And is for the RPW Internet Championship here on Rise now. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's been a lot of talking. This man, I don't know if he's officially on the Sheep's list as well, but Hope sent Zeke at Smiley. Smiley was one of the main ones with Twisted Hero or Twisted Sacrifice, basically saying, I know what I need to do, ladies and gentlemen. I know what needs doing. I know how to take them down. Done a lot of talking, got themselves involved, and all of a sudden, as soon as he saw the match on Warzone, Smiley was saying, I apologize, I'm out, I shouldn't have done it. However, he still has the match. Ladies and gentlemen, against Demon Zeke here today on Rise for the RPW Internet Championship. And the final testament again. Oh boy, they have been scary. Zeke with another title around his waist. I know that's not the one he wants, though. He wants that Universal Championship. Hands together for Hope Eternal for showing us the light, ladies and gentlemen, across the RPW universe. Phenomenal match of Rise here today. Internet Championship on the line. Big chance for Zeke to get some momentum. Of course, beat the compares in the triple threat matchup on World Warzone. Now it has a Rise matchup. Breakthroughs coming. Smiley is ready. Zeke is ready for this one. And I don't think Smiley was actually ready, ladies and gentlemen. Here with a spear from the corner. Oh, well. Well, that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. That is all she wrote. The Demon, I guess, sending a different type of message. Instead of a beatdown like Twisted Sacrifice got, this is more a case of, I don't need to waste time on you. I don't need to waste energy on you. All I need to do is hit you once. You are down for 3. And Zeke walks home with his championship, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there are 5 superstars ringside. I see JC Brooklyn, Phantom Dream, Noah K, Ryan Curtis, Austin Palmer, and last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, well, Hope sends the Sheep, and the Sheep comes barring, ladies and gentlemen. Here in the main event, wasn't even supposed to be in this match. The wheel did not land on his name. But I guess when Hope Eternal tells you to do something, you have to make sure you follow through, ladies and gentlemen. The Sheep of the Final Testament makes his way down to the ring. Ready for the main event. Former junior heavyweight champion. The belt is on the line in this 6-man elimination match. And there he is, my former twin brother. Because I don't know who this is anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, ready for the main event. Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. If I'm Phantom Dream, I am running out of this one. RK, or the Sheep, I guess you can call him. Noah K, Austin Palmer, JC Brooklyn, Phantom Dream defending. And here we go. RK straight after Phantom Dream, ladies and gentlemen. On the list, of course, for a reason. For not believing in the final testament. It is an elimination, like I said, Falls Count Anywhere, so anything can go in this match. It does not matter, ladies and gentlemen. But this is going to be an absolute brutal showing. I have a feeling it's not just one-on-one, though. Multiple superstars can get involved. There is the Sheep laughing at the RPW universe. Austin Palmer coming over to get involved, though. And takes RK away. Over in the corner. Nice combo there, lovely DDT. Ryan Curse and Noah K in the ring. One pinfall is all it takes. If you're pinned, you are out. You are eliminated. Last man standing becomes the Junior Heavyweight Champion. What a first defense, by the way, for Phantom Dream. This is not only the first defense of his Junior Heavyweight title reign, this is his first defense of his RPW career, ladies and gentlemen. He's never been a champ before. His first defense of his RPW career. And it is against five other superstars, including someone coming off the most deranged and deluded and downright dastardly attack of their career in the Sheep, ladies and gentlemen. Second match for JC Brooklyn on today's Rise. And here we go. As RK leaves Phantom Dream and instead goes over to one Noah K. Austin Palmer really wants to get involved with RK on the outside of this ring. And Austin Palmer now with a powerbomb. Down goes the Sheep. There's a pinfall. And he could be first eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. Could you imagine? No. He fights back. Phantom Dream, well, I was going to say was involved. Oh, and there he is. Getting tripped off the apron. JC and Ryan Curse are going ham in the ring right now. Phantom Dream into the barricade. Another Russian leg sweep back first. JC Brooklyn, pinfall in the ring. Oh, that was a second too late. Big spine. Oh, my God. On the barricade, ladies and gentlemen. Phantom Dream. I think it might be time to go to sleep indeed, says RK. That was the most brutal spine buster I have ever seen in all of my life. Kick to the midsection on the outside. Future shot gets reversed by Phantom Dream. It gets reversed. That spine buster was absolutely insane. Austin Palmer obsessed with the Sheep, not stopping, going after him. That was disgustingly brutal, ladies and gentlemen. Really was. JC another pinfall. How was Ron seeing his shoulder? Oh, again, I thought it was a 3. I thought it was a 3. RK with a reversal on Noah K. That was 3. Austin Palmer first eliminated. Phantom Dream gets an elimination, ladies and gentlemen, in his championship defense. The Sheep looks stunned. Austin Palmer was obsessed with him. He makes his way away, though, out of this one. Phantom Dream is now being pinned. Kick out at 2. Noah K and JC Brooklyn up in the corner. RK sent flying into the barricade. JC Brooklyn, another pinfall on Noah K this time. RK, I'm trying to keep track of it. This is, wish I had a commentary partner in this, but goodness gracious me. Phantom Dream in the ring alongside RK, who goes up for his back elbow, but misses. There was RK. Jesus, again. Absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Phantom Dream into the ring. Noah K feeding him to the Sheep, ladies and gentlemen. Feeding him to the wolves. Irish Whip, Ron running the ropes. Phantom Dream in the corner. Has RK. Gets reversed. JC. No, it was 3. I keep missing the counts because I'm looking all over the place. Noah K eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. We're down to 4. We are down at 2-4. Ryan Curtis, JC. There's like a little clown horn on the outside there. There's a little clown horn on the outside. Another pinfall. Ryan Curtis this time. Kick out, though. Ryan Curtis on the outside. Oh, my God. Both hitting moves at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, JC Brooklyn. JC Brooklyn on the outside. 1, 2, 3. Ryan Curtis with an elimination. Down goes JC Brooklyn. Ryan Curtis and RK both missing each other. Irish Whip, Ryan Curtis with a knee strike. Done more than Twisted Hero. RK back into the ring. Phantom Dream rolls out. And now RK, I don't think is going to be happy with Ryan Curtis getting involved. Ladies and gentlemen, a go to sleep connecting. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3. RK going for something. Oh, he's got it again, ladies and gentlemen. He's got it again. We saw this against Twisted Sacrifice. As Ryan Curtis makes his way backstage. We are down to 2, ladies and gentlemen. We are down to 2. And now is when the sheep has his fun. Now is when the sheep is in his element. Enjoying himself. Brutalizing. Phantom Dream. Could have stayed out of it if I'm honest with you. Oh my God, what is that? A massive lolly in the face of Phantom Dream. Should have stayed away. Shouldn't have got involved. Should have seen the light sooner, ladies and gentlemen. Should have seen the light sooner. That is for sure. And okay, oh, okay, trying to throw a run then. Goodness gracious me. Going off the little... What do you call it? Like little horn? I guess you could call it. Jesus Christ. Brutal, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely brutal. Really, really is. Phantom, I mean, to be fair, he's part of the Twisted Order. Maybe joining Twisted Sacrifice very, very soon in that hospital. It's not looking ideal. It really, really is not looking ideal. And at what point do you just stop it, you know? At what point do you say enough is quite simply enough? Oh my God, Ron, you better watch out, Ron. You better watch out, I told you! Spine buster to Ron. Oh, Ron's been through hell. Spine buster to Ron. I was just going to say, don't get in the way of the sheep. I was literally just going to say, do not get in the way of the sheep. Jesus Christ. Well, now there's no referee. Now it's just free time for the sheep to have his fun. What's he going for now? A steel chair with a clown on it, ladies and gentlemen. These are all things from the carnival. These are all things. RK shouldn't be using. Ron is down. Ron's not moving. There he is. Of course, there's no disqualification, though. Hence, he's using the steel chair right now. No disqualification. Means him hitting Ron with that spinebuster meant nothing. That hands together on the vest of RK. As he just keeps going and going and going and going and going. How do you stop this? How do you stop this man? How do you stop this creature? In the corner, there's a super kick. There is a super kick. And again, this is not my twin brother anymore, ladies and gentlemen. This is a different being altogether. Oh, it's so brutal, man. It's so, so brutal. And here he goes. Just end it already. Up on his shoulders. Go to sleep, connecting. Ladies and gentlemen. Ron. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, in a match which he wasn't even supposed to be a part of, the sheep reigns again, stands tall, and looks absolutely devastating while doing so. Phantom Dream checked off the list. And like I said at the beginning of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Cold Boy T, don't get involved. I can't help you. I can't help you. Fredo on the week of Breakthrough as well. This is different levels to the Reverend. This is different levels to anything we've ever seen before, ladies and gentlemen. This is a man that has lost everything, has nothing left And whoever Hope Eternal points at and says go, he will go, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Crazy, crazy, crazy. From the sheep, it really, really is. And it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. Last thing to do here on Rise, we spin the wheel to see who will book next week's show. He didn't even celebrate with the Junior Heavyweight Championship. He didn't even celebrate. I don't know. I don't know. Who is in charge of next week's Rise, ladies and gentlemen? Big chance for whoever it lands on. Oh. For a second, that name, for a second, that name wasn't even a name in my brain. It's been so long since I've seen Jocko on a wheel because he's retired from in-ring wrestling. It didn't even register as a, I was like, who's that? I didn't know who that was. Ladies and gentlemen, next week's Rise is run by the Woe Warzone general manager. Jocko's running 2 shows next week. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your hands together for Hope Eternal, and we'll catch you tomorrow for Friday Night Fury. Much as always, take care, and this is who we are.